should be, in my view, repealing something called Section 230, which gave platforms on the internet immunity because they were thought to be just pass-throughs, that they shouldn't be judged for the content that is posted. But we now know that that was an overly simple view, that if the platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control.
The Section 230 that she's talking about there is part of the Communications Decency Act. It's a federal law that protects social media platforms from liability for the content that people post. Basically, X, Facebook, etc. can't be sued for content that appears on their sites. Clinton is just the latest in a long list of US politicians that have sought to limit its scope. According to the Congressional Research Service, more than a dozen proposals have been introduced in Congress in the past few years to limit Section 230. However, none have passed. That could change, though, as the desire to control the narrative becomes desperate. Just last month, former Secretary of State John Kerry let the world know that far from being the solution, social media is the problem.
The dislike of and anguish over social media is just growing and growing and growing. And it's part of our problem, particularly in democracies, in terms of building consensus around any issue. It's really hard to govern today.
Doesn't sound that bad, right? Well, here's the kicker. The real anguish for elite politicians like Kerry is that without controls on social media, people can, shock horror, choose where they get their information from. And nobody wants that.
People self-select where they go for their news or for their information, and then you just get into a vicious cycle. So it's really, really hard, much harder to build consensus today than at any time in the 45, 50 years I've been involved in this. And there's a lot of discussion now about how you curb those entities in order to guarantee that you're going to have some accountability on facts, etc.
Hillary Clinton wants to start a criminal crackdown on those considered to be spreading misinformation ahead of next month's presidential election.
I think it's important to indict the Russians, just as Mueller indicted a lot of Russians who were engaged in direct election interference and boosting Trump back in 2016. But I also think there are Americans who are engaged in this kind of propaganda. And whether they should be civilly or even in some cases criminally charged is something that would be a better deterrence.
The legacy media has started flapping around, realizing it's lost its control.
We owned the news. We were the gatekeepers, and we very much owned the facts as well. Nowadays, people can go to all sorts of different sources for the news, and they're much more questioning about what we're saying.
And why are they so up in arms? Because the idea that someone else could have influence is scary as hell to them.
TikTok is able to collect massive amounts of personal data. We all know that. That means it could, if it desired, to use this data to influence narratives and trends, create misinformation campaigns, encourage self-destructive behavior, purposefully allow drug cartels to communicate freely and organize human and drug trafficking. And to be fair, all social media companies could do that. But here's the difference. It is only TikTok that is controlled by the Chinese Communist Party. All these other social media companies are not.
This is not just a security concern for the United States. Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Britain, the European Union have all prohibited TikTok on their government phones because of fear of being spied. But I don't think we should sit by and allow in effect, a media presence that is 5 or 10x the size of NPR to potentially be broadcasting Chinese propaganda in an election year.
TikTok has repeatedly chosen the path for more control, more surveillance, and more manipulation. Your platform should be banned.
All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechak Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim I heard pushing his gospel in truth and in sincerity to the best of their ability given to them by Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, fall upon your houses. This is the brother Quanah Watts from the Arizona Great Millstone Camp. Come back at you, Lord will, with the edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord will. It is edifying, Lord will. It is straight to the point. And as you had seen in that video, which is about 4, almost 5 minutes long, right, you have all these different politicians that are ultimately trying to, limit free speech, right? It's really an attack on free speech. Talking about, section, 230, and how it ultimately allows, for certain, or for these social media sites to, allow certain things to be, posted on their sites, right, without them being, sued, right? So nothing can come back on them. Well, ultimately, you're having, a lot of these politicians, hell, even countries, right, are starting to come at these social media sites, right? Over in the UK, right, they're stating that if you post something, right, that you're ultimately liable, for, or post something that's, quote unquote harmful or, dangerous or misinformation or disinformation, you're ultimately facing, jail time, man, right? You have even had Brazil sat there and said, no, we're not going to allow for Twitter, which is, now called X, right? We're not going to allow Twitter in our country, man, because it allows for, that free speech, which again, they're trying to limit, man, And then I had seen earlier on here on the People's Voice, it says Democrats demand swift censorship of hurricane misinformation on social media, right? So, and as we're gonna read, man, again, this is just a push to be able to control the narrative, right? This has nothing to do with what they're stating, right? Which is really bullshit, right? It says Democrats have ordered social media companies to swiftly censor Americans who post so-called misinformation online about hurricanes Helene and Milton. Right? It says Democrats' House representatives from the affected regions have written a letter to major social media platforms ordering them to ramp up their efforts to censor non-mainstream information about the storms. And here's the reason why, right? It says, we write to your platforms with an urgent request on behalf of states affected by the devastation of Hurricane Helene and those currently being impacted by Hurricane Milton. It says, in the aftermath of Helene, we've witnessed a troubling surge in misinformation, disinformation, and conspiracy theories and scams that are hindering recovery efforts and exploiting vulnerable individuals and families, which is bullshit. This information that's coming out, right, that first and foremost, right, the true prophets Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai are bringing out, right, how this damn devil has got his heart machine, which is evidence. It's hard evidence, right, of what this damn devil is doing. Just like going back to, that fire that broke out, I think it was Maui, if I'm not mistaken, or somewhere around there, man, on one of those islands, right? A fire broke out, and there's countless evidence proving that Esau Edom, right, had his hand in it, man. And this is exactly what's going on now when dealing with these storms. The Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed so-called white man, right, he has his hand in these storms, right? And that's the information that's coming out, who this damn devil ultimately is stating, right? And the information he's stating is as, disinformation, disinformation and misinformation, right? Ultimately, again, attacking, right, free speech, attacking, the truth, really, and it's bullshit. It's Shalom, bro.
Shalom.
I got the brother you want, man, pulled up on me. But if you want to hop in too as well. Con. But ultimately going into, how, I just played a video stating, which I don't know if you want to look it up later, but Arrows of Indignation, right? He posted a video saying famine of the word, right? And it just goes into how all these different politicians are basically attacking something called Section 230, right? Which is allows for social media sites to allow the people to post whatever they want, and that the social media sites can't be sued based off of that, right? So now they're trying to attack something called Section 230, right? They're trying to limit it, and it's been shot down countless times, but they're countlessly trying to, ultimately limit it. And as I'm going into this article, it states that what? Right? It says that because of misinformation or disinformation, it's hindering them being able to help those that are feeling the effects from Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton, which is not true, man. The information that's coming out does not stop the government from doing what they have to do, right? They're over here offering $750 to people who are losing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of property. $750 don't do shit. And there was a video that came out that said that a man's daughter applied for the $750, didn't get it, and only got $300. So this is what the government is doing over there. Why are they doing that? Because they have their hand in these hurricanes, man, with their HARP machines and whatnot, man.
That's right. What the scriptures say in Sirach 12, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? He the root to all the problems. Really, it's not far-fetched, because Yahweh has allowed this devil to gain access to certain things that the average person doesn't have, and one major thing being the ability to manipulate and control the weather, man.
That's right. And scriptures also say, which, me and the brothers brought this scripture out countless times, like, recently, right, in Sirach the 10th chapter, 3rd verse, man. An unwise king destroyed his people, man. Right. And this is what this damn devil's doing, man. And the information is coming out on that, and this is why he's coming so hard, on these social media platforms and really just alternative news sites as well, right? They even shut down blacklisted news, right? Which just shows you, hey, the famine of the word is around the corner, man.
That's right.
And I'm not going to read too much of this article. I mean, that was ultimately the point, but I do want to actually, I do want to read this right here. It says the call for a crackdown on misinformation was articulated in a letter addressed to 7 major social media entities, right, including Meta, X, TikTok, Discord, YouTube, Snap, and Instagram, right? And then it gives a list of different government officials that ultimately agree, and are in cahoots with this whole thing that's happening. But there was I want to read this last paragraph. It says right here, as part of these efforts, platforms like Facebook and Twitter and YouTube introduced policies to flag, remove, or demote content that contradicted the evolving understanding of health authorities such as the WHO or the CNDC. Right? It says the intent was supposedly to protect public health, right? As Esau says, right? He's speaking sweetly with his lips. Oh, we're going to do this to protect you, just like he did with the C-19. And that's what he's ultimately doing with this truth that's coming out, because we understand that all this attack on the free speech, attack on, these social media platforms is ultimately to, get rid of the truth, man. Get rid of the prophets, and the words that are being spoken through the prophets, in the spirit of Yahweh Shem El Shah.
That's right.
It's the truth, man. Esau is being revealed in these times, as the scriptures say, Jeremiah 49:10, right? The Lord had made Esau bare. All this information is coming out on the wickedness of this damn devil, and this is why he's coming so hard on social media, man. Again, this truth being the main problem in his eyes, But it says right here, however, the execution of these policies often resulted in the suppression of legitimate discourse and the removal of content that later proved to be accurate. And all the information that's coming out is 100% accurate, especially when dealing with Esau Edom and his moves that he's making, right, when it comes to the different attacks and destruction that he comes with, man. Going into that fire that happened in Maui, going into, again, the Hurricane Milton, Hurricane Helene, and other situations as well, man. This damn devil has done all this shit, man, just like the train derailments.
Oh yeah, by Norfolk Southern.
Yeah,
there was like
come on,
20
man.
in like 2 weeks.
You know what I mean?
And a lot of them were spilling it, so it just somehow a lot of them were derailing and pretty much leaking chemicals into the local water supply. You know, it's that type of script. Say we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. We know exactly, certain things that happen. There's no such thing as coincidences, man.
That's right.
But the average peon isn't paying attention to anything. That's why they fall for everything.
That's right.
That's
right. It's beautiful, man. But I just got a couple scriptures just to prove this, man. Just to ultimatately wrap it up. Again, it's the famine of the word that's coming. It's right around the corner, man. And if you had anything you want me to pull up as well, I can
I was already thinking about 2 Ezra 5, so that's the spirit.
Yeah, it's the spirit. Yeah, 2 Ezra 5:1, it says, nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith.
Damn.
You got anything you want to say on that?
Hey, the way of truth shall be hidden, man. That's why, a scripture that brothers, always bring out, as well as brothers like ourselves, man, as Isaiah 55:6.
That's where I was going to go. It's the spirit, yeah.
Hey, might as well go there,
You
man.
know what I mean? That was our next scripture, bro.
Right now, because the ministry, is flourishing greatly by the way and by the help of this internet, the unicorn in which the Lord set up for the purpose of the ministry to go forth in the way that it is, man, all throughout the four corners of the earth. Brothers teaching in different languages, brothers teaching in sign language. So they're not even you might be able to say, oh, I'm deaf, I can't hear. Well, the Lord made it to where nobody has any excuse, man. You got it, bro.
That's right, and that's beautiful too, because my wife, comes from a deaf family, and her mom is 100% deaf, and she knows about Esau and Jacob, man. You know what I mean? So it's like, again, there's no excuse. Brothers have literal testimonies of this, man. You got GMS Holland that does sign language.
Right.
So there's, again, like the brother was saying, man, there's no excuses, man.
Nope.
Right, but this is that precept, Isaiah 55:6. It says, seek ye Yahweh while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. That's right, man. You can find the prophets, the true prophets of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, bro, first and foremost, all over the world, man. Again, we just mentioned GMS Holland, GMS Australia, right? GMS Rome, right? You got Israelites all over the UK.
They got brothers in Indonesia too, bro.
That's
you
right,
see that
bro.
one?
Yeah, I seen that, bro. I seen
crazy,
that.
bro.
That was like a week or two ago, man. I seen that. That was pretty nice, man. Call all y'all by Shemel Shah. Which ultimately just shows you, right? Psalms the 19th chapter, where it talks about there's no voice, nor language where this word is not heard, man. This word is in literally all the world, And again, the true prophets are in damn near every corner of the earth. So you can get this wisdom, knowledge, understanding. On top of that, the brother mentioned the unicorn, which is his internet, man.
Yep.
You can just hop on the internet and type in Great Millstone or GMS, right? And you'll find this truth, man.
Yep.
And it's free, right? It's free information. We're in the age of information.
Unless you go to Sakari, you gotta,
$500 and come on, man. Bullshit, man. But I'll keep reading. Verse 7, it says, let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. And that's what we need, man, that mercy, that forgiveness, right? And this is why we're supposed to be constantly watching, praying, right? One of the most important prayers would be the Lord's Prayer, man, which encompasses, our daily bread, forgiveness, and so on and so forth, man, right? Which you can find in Matthew, the 6th chapter, beginning at the 9th verse, right? If you can, find it in the Hebrew, practice it, and recite that prayer, man. But nonetheless, be watching and praying and be in the scriptures, man. Isaiah 33:6, right? Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation, man. Right? Not engaging in folly and wickedness in the world.
That's right, bro.
It's the only way we're going to get out of here, man. This is our ticket. This is the key to open up that door, man.
Hey, righteousness delivers from death, man.
That's right.
So that's what we're going to pursue.
That's right, man. But I didn't really have too much. You got another precept?
Yeah, if you just want one quick one.
Yeah.
Proverbs 8, maybe the last two verses. You can start at verse 3. I thought 34 is like.
This is Proverbs 8 and verse 34. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors.
See, blessed is the man that heareth, understandeth, right, the voice of the Lord, man. Right, watching daily. Okay, that's something that we got to do. All right, because like brothers have said multiple times, you miss one day of looking at alternative news sites and going into shit that they're not talking about in the mainstream news, you get behind 2 weeks, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I say this to myself as well as to this brother, man, that we got to stay on point as far as things that are happening around us. You got it, bro.
verse 35. It says, "For whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord."
See that? Whoso findeth the Lord findeth life. That's why the Lord said, the things which thou hast, hold fast till I come.
That's right.
Okay, that no man take that crown, man. Scripture say, lay hold on eternal life, man.
That's right.
And we do that by staying in the Spirit. Okay, by reading, praying, fasting when the Spirit tells us to do so, and remaining brotherly towards our brothers, man. You see, 'cause that time is now, as it says in Revelation 1 and 3, for the time is at hand.
That's right.
All these things, the effect of every vision is getting ready to happen in these times, so we got to be ready as well at all times. And that's it, bro.
Hey, Tawada for adding to it, man. Tawada Yabashim Yashah for allowing us to get this lesson out, man. To edify the sheep, the elect of Yahweh Bashim Yashah, man. Hey, get this word while you can, man. We ain't got too much time longer, man. We ain't got too much time left.
That's right.
Lord wills, it happens soon, man.
Yes, sooner than later.
Sooner than later,
man.
that's right, man. But unless you got something else.
That's it, bro.
That's it, we want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. That belongs to the elder apostles. Till next time we say, Shalom, Kwame Yashawala, and Abba Shalom.